Yo, what's good? It's your boy, Rayshawn from the Rayshawn Gaps and Anime Podcast, or RGAP for short. And on today's episode, we're reviewing the 21st World Tournament from Dragon Ball. We're talking about our top favorite moments, the best matches, and giving our overall rating of the arc. And if you heard the word we, then that means you know we have a guest on today's episode. But before I introduce them, if you are a fan of Dragon Ball and this has caught your attention, then sit back, relax, and enjoy the ride. Before we get started, I just want to allow my guest the opportunity to introduce themselves, basically tell everybody who you are, what you do, and then tell us your favorite Dragon Ball Z villain group and why.
This is Josh from Dad's Anime Stash Adventure. You can find us on Facebook, MySpace, anywhere you find podcasts. My favorite Dragon Ball Z villain group, oddly enough, it is the Spice Boys.
Oh, really?
Now, granted, they weren't the best version of the Ginyu Force, but they were the prototype.
Okay.
Without them, we would never have had the Ginyu Force. We never would have had all these random groups.
True. And that's interesting you bring them up because I don't never really hear a lot of people bring them up. So you gotta be a real Dragon Ball Z connoisseur to know who those people are. For my favorite Dragon Ball Z group, it's funny that you say like the knockoff version of the group that I'm about to pick, but I picked the Ginyu Force. And the main reason why I picked the Ginyu Force is because to me, when they came, they were the only group that we kind of seen that was like a legitimate threat. When Vegeta heard they was coming, he was literally sweating. He really thought that the whole planet was about to blow up. Like everything was about to come to an end type shit. So that's the main reason. And when you see they fight against Raccoon and when he kicks and breaks fucking Gohan's neck, probably the only time. Okay, never mind. I was gonna say that was like the only time we ever see a kid get fucked up. But I mean, we did see a bunch of Namekian kids get kind of killed. So I don't know if we can say that trumps what, but you know, it was the first time we seen one of our main guys get fucked over like that. Like, dang, you know what I mean?
We like to assume the Namekians died quick. Painless.
Yeah. And you know what? If you were to argue right then and there that Goku was a bad father, I might agree with you. That's the only time. Both the time
I don't know, man.
But that was an interesting move. Because it's like, you know, come on, Goku. You kind of send your kid out there by himself. And it's like, I get why you did it, but it's like,
I don't know. Well, Goku couldn't have stopped him, really. He was literally in bed, immobile.
Yeah.
But I will say, like, when people are like, oh, man, Gohan fell off. I mean, he got his neck broken by freaking Raccoon when he was 6.
Yeah.
Why would he want to keep fighting?
If you think about it, if I'm him, I done did enough. I've been fighting since I was born. Loki had to be one of the main Z fighters at 5 or 6. I wasn't a backup. I wasn't not Yamcha or Tien. I didn't get to say, I'm not doing this mission. Y'all can fight. No, I was fucking out there. Like, you know what I mean? So, like, they was dependent on me. Like, that's when it get too much for real. But like, yeah, but you know, it's so funny because I'm one of those people that'll be like, oh man, early season Gohan. Like, I just don't like the whining. Like, but
yeah,
from the different perspective, I mean, you can get it because I mean, he's a kid kind of being like put into these positions. But man, the only time I think I really, really fuck with Gohan is kind of like in the Cell Saga. Like when he finally like lets all that anger out and all that maturity and puberty and actually become a Super Saiyan 2, that's when you be like, okay, I see why Goku invested all this time in you right there, man. Because he should have been king. He should have won the arc, but he put his faith in you. And that was the only time I think we actually seen putting the faith into the next generation actually work out. Because he tried that shit again in the next arc and it didn't work out. You know what I mean? Like, damn.
To be fair, that was Piccolo's fault.
I guess
Gotenks would have beaten Super Buu in the hyperbolic time chamber.
You think so?
I think so.
What do you think? Him wasting the time and blowing up the thing? You think that did it?
I think him blowing up the door just derailed everything.
I can feel it. But I feel it from his perspective too. It's like, are they playing around? Are they losing? Are they winning? Like you can't tell because they goof it up too much. So it's like, fuck it. Like, they'd be like, we weren't even going serious yet. Then it'd be like, man, y'all should have did that from the beginning, bro. Like that. Okay, let's just get back to our main topic today. Yeah. We're reviewing the 21st World Tournament. I get World Tournament, the Tournament Saga, which is the second saga in the Dragon Ball anime. It's based on the two manga volumes, the training of Kamen Senen. I'm trying my Japanese out, guys. That may have been horrible, but I'm gonna write it out in the caption what that word was. And Strongest Under the Heavens. This saga shows Goku and Krillin's training with Master Roshi and then taking part in the 21st World Martial Arts Tournament. The tournament is set up. You get the preliminaries, the quarterfinals, the semifinals, and then you got your final. All right. Tournament rules. They are as follow: killing one opponent is forbidden. The use of weapons is prohibited. Hitting one opponent below the belt is prohibited. All right. Before we get to the tournament saga, we have the turtle training arc. We basically get to see our main characters train doing daily chores and tasks like that within a turtle shell, which is
Daily
so
chores. That's what you describe
This
as.
was basically they was chores, getting milk and stuff. I guess you can say it was a little, I guess, in the country size. Like if you live in the country, more of those type of chores, type of things. But they were.
delivering crates of milk, plowing fields by hand, working at a construction site without tools. What do you think the country is like, Rayshawn?
I'm just saying. I feel like y'all they would do like chores or something like that. I wouldn't imagine them fixing up barns and stuff like that. That's like maybe like a chore to them. You know what I mean? But I'm not trying to stereotype nobody. You know what I mean? So not all country people like that. I know that. All right. They also, they do what? Improving you. Okay. They also do normal regular tasks such as what we were basically saying, proving you don't have to use weights and then get expensive trainers to get basically built and all that shit. And you don't necessarily got to even teach a whole technique or even show them a move to basically show them that you're going to go right into the tournament. Because I always thought that was the funny thing about the whole thing is he basically just gave them strength training and then sent them out on the world tournament and then give them not one technique. Act like he didn't even have a technique or martial arts to even show him. Then gets to the tournament and all this motherfucker do is techniques. It's pissing me off. Like you couldn't show them nothing. Like that's the man. But is there anything you want to throw in before we kind of start talking about thoughts or things we learned and stuff like that?
I think they draw. I think a lot of inspiration for this was drawn from the Karate Kid movie because this is exactly the same thing Mr. Miyagi does.
Okay, I can feel that. Yeah, yeah. When he basically brings what's his name in the beginning, and then they do all of them. But he didn't do the little fly thing. That would have been interesting if we would have got
The fly thing was until part two.
Oh, damn, man. That's one of the main things I remember.
And it's crazy how many people remember that because it was so insignificant. It was literally a 30-second scene at the beginning of part two. And then, you know,
It's the most thing he's known for, it's because to me, because most people can't do it. You know what I mean? Like, if everybody could do it, it would be the most insignificant thing in the world. But I
Did you
bet
ever
you,
play the Karate Kid game on the regular Nintendo?
not even know they made games for that.
It's like a big part of it, catching that fly. And that's why I thought a lot of people would remember it. I don't know.
Oh, damn, okay. I've watched all the movies, but the one that I remember most because it was the one that I remember actually kind of going to the movies and actually seeing is probably the Jaden Smith one. But I wanted to go see the newest one, but I haven't got a chance to see that one. What I guess they bringing Jackie Chan back.
Yeah. Jackie Chan and Ralph Macchio team up.
which is funny because we do have a lot of participants in this tournament. And, we have Master Roshi actually going in as Jackie Chun, which is interesting because I always wonder what was the inspiration of that name. You got any ideas, any thoughts?
No, it's probably completely original.
I feel like, that Chun part, you don't hear that every day. Jackie. I can see how people might think Jackie Chan. You know
He
what I mean?
completely stole Jackie Chan, man. Come on,
I'm,
you
I'm,
think that?
I'm just saying I can see how people can think that. you know. But okay, these are some of the thoughts I had while watching the series. Okay, for my first one, I like that Master Roshi really just wanted them to learn more than worrying about actually winning. And I think that was smart because it basically keeps them having an open mind. What do you think about that, man?
Yeah, he says, "You boys didn't come here to win, you came here to learn." And that, like, burns itself into Goku's brain forever, and bases his entire life off of that for the remainder of it.
Yeah. And I think that's one of the most important lessons because I think when he breaks it down to Nam and he was like explaining why he was basically dressing up, and he's like, if they come down in this tournament and they realize they are probably some of the strongest beings out here, what is left for them to do? Like, you know what I mean? Like, they don't have nothing else to fucking try to work up to. So me coming here and busting their ass, you know what I mean, makes them have to realize there's still people out here stronger than you. You still got to spend every day out here training just in case, because you never know. And I always I respect that.
Yeah, definitely. And how much do you think these kids weigh? They're carrying around 50-pound turtle shells. It's probably gotta be close to what they weigh, right? How much does,
I
weight?
mean, hmm, I would think so, but
Yeah,
Goku, they all eat hella. Like it's kind of hard.
they do.
It's kind of hard to compare like how much they actually kind of weigh. Because I mean, Master Roshi, I wouldn't be surprised if they'd be like, he's kind of skinny, but his weight is actually kind of because like he's the way he's kind of hunched over type thing. But I don't know, man.
I'm
He's
thinking though, I think Saiyans kind of evolved to store food that way. Like they just eat a bunch whenever they can. So they have all that energy from it because, they're flying around in space. Who knows when they're going to get to eat again?
That's true. I was also thinking like their body kind of stores that all up until they get to a point, and then like it basically hits with a whole like growth spurt, and that's why
Yeah.
they like seem like they grow overnight. And you'd be like, God damn, you were just this big. Now you like up here, but we actually don't know how long it took Goku to grow. They could have been within that little time period. I forgot how long he was training with Tommy. I think it was like 10 to 5 years, one of those. Next one. This is kind of beginning of Dragon Ball. This is kind of where you're kind of getting open. Everybody's getting ready, trying to get to the tournament. This is where we kind of run into Bulma. I don't like the scene where Bulma acts all disgusted after Yamcha kind of saved her. I know Yamcha wasn't and didn't have his hair cut and stuff like that, but bitch, I just saved you. You gonna act like you gonna get all disgusted after I'm like, yeah, what's up? Like what?
I Okay. I have to disagree with you because how do you think Yapsha smells right now? Like, I bet he is rank.
Okay,
Remember
I'll give you that. He probably
remember in Z when Bulma makes Vegeta take a shower? That just makes me think of that.
yeah.
Like, I bet Yamcha smells terrible.
And then, this is actually probably the beginning of how, every time Yamcha goes out and train, he comes back and has a different type of wardrobe or a different aesthetic that he goes by. And he goes with the clean look after this one. We don't get the whole random scars, and you're like, where the fuck did those come? You know what I mean? But, you know, it's interesting.
Definitely.
Okay, my next one. Master Roshi's blatant harassment surprises me that there's no wanted posters of him. I mean, the fact that this man is just harassing people on the airplanes, he's harassing people at the tournaments. See, I'm like, the fact that I don't know if it's just something that is in Japanese culture where I guess the older generation just can get away with it a little bit more. But the fact that he just does some of the shit he do, it just gets away with it is crazy to me. Man.
Yeah. I mean, it even starts in that not even partway through that first episode when he's under the table trying to lift Launch's skirt.
It's the fuck, man. And then,
That's
I like the fact no, I guess it's kinda bullshit, but I do like the fact that if you like a strong head-driven woman, he's not gonna fuck with you. Like when Launch changes to blonde Launch, he does not fuck with her. He does
mm.
not. Mm-mm. Bulma, he still tests Bulma. I don't know what Bulma gonna have to do, and she didn't beat his ass a few times, but he still tests her. He like, I know what you about. You ain't really all that. You know what I mean? But I'll tell you, it did slow down when she got married to Vegeta. I don't think I've even seen him do some bird bullshit.
Yeah. And that could be because he's afraid of Vegeta, but could also be that she's older and he's a pedo. So
Yeah. Well, I don't like to go that route, but yeah. That's interesting that I ain't gonna bring that up. Okay. Next, next one. Bulma as a teenager could be annoying, but her being rich kind of makes up for it.
yeah, it normally does.
Like, because her being so annoying and how the way she treats Oolong, like if I was Oolong, I'd be like, bruh, fuck you, I'm done. But then
Hmm.
you'd be like, oh my God, where else am I gonna go? Where am I gonna live? I don't have to pay for having the bullshit we be doing. It'd
I
be like,
stay here, I eat for free every day.
I just gotta take her bullshit every once in a while. Oh, man, it's like, what's better? And then when you meet someone like Nam, it's like, yeah, it could be a lot worse. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? Woo! All right, moving on to things we learned. The hermit style secret is the training schedule. Doing it every day will help you surpass human limitations. So I don't know if that is literally, but if you guys want to test it out, do it for the summer and try it out. Hit some big ass turtle shells on your back. I don't know where you're gonna get them, but there might be some. It's some creatures underneath that sea, and that deep, deep sea. We don't know, man. It could be a turtle that big,
I
man.
mean, there are turtles that big, right? Don't they have
Oh,
giant tortoises?
yeah, yeah, it's like sea turtles, but do they have shells?
Yeah, I
Oh,
think. Don't all turtles have shells?
maybe.
I'm almost sure they do.
Man, this is what happens when this new generation relies on Chat GPT too much. Man, I don't feel like I know anything for certain unless I ask Chat GPT. I think
Oh,
I would think they do because it'd be like, I guess it'll be like a weird back to think of, like what would be there. All right, number two, Goku has never heard of a toothbrush. I thought that was random, but that's something we learned in the beginning of the series.
that doesn't mean he doesn't clean his teeth. Maybe he just uses like a reed or something.
I
We
could
want to
use
give him
a finger, I guess.
his teeth don't look bad, so maybe
You
he'd
know,
never heard of a girl before a year ago, so
I guess you Gohan would have taught him. You would think at least some type of way of cleansing yourself. So I'll give him that. But I just thought it was interesting. He never heard of it. There were no age restrictions during this tournament. Goku
it
and
was the
Krill,
'80s.
you know what I mean? I don't know if it is like for the next few tournaments, but when they do get to the Buu Saga, that's when everything wants to be like, maybe we shouldn't let the kids fight the adults. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? But I think Goku generation make you kind of feel like maybe we should. I wonder
I
when
mean,
did it
maybe
get.
that's why. They're
I
like,
wonder when it
"These
get to a
kids keep
point.
winning, we can't have them in the tournament anymore."
I'm thinking the opposite. Like it got to a point where they kept thinking that was okay, and then Goku and Krillin stopped coming, and like that generation of like strong people, and then you got regular kids fighting adults, and they get their ass. And then you're like, hold up, like, maybe we should.
Wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute. How many kids got their arms broken today?
Like, oh, I guess not everyone's built that way. You know what I mean? Like, shit. Ooh. Next one. There were 137 fighters trying to participate. Only 8 make it to the finals. That is a crazy number right there.
Yeah, that's so weird to me because, like, this is a tournament people are paying to see, and they don't like. Why not let
Have them
them?
come see that.
Maybe not even that. Like, I get that there's a time constraint. They want to get it all done in these 2 days, But why not have the top 32 advance to be watched, or some
Yeah,
larger number where you have more?
that would have made to me it would have made more sense to make the tournament seem more fun and more structurable. But I guess they just like shit. We want to see the eight. Bring the eight out here. We trying to get this done in a night type thing.
Mhm.
So, but in the rain, ended up making it pushing it a few days. But it is interesting. Goku and Krillin receive their gis from Master Roshi. This is first time they get their gis from Master Roshi. All right, what was the next one? The finals go from 4 rounds to 2 rounds, then one. Okay. Next one, Krillin versus Bacterian, Jackie Chun versus Yamcha.
Hang on, hang on. Let's go back to the Krillin versus Bacterium. Okay. I am positive. I am steadfast in my belief that the reason Krillin does not have a nose is specifically for this fight with Bacterium. I am 100% positive his entire character was written around this joke.
You, I mean, you would have that Toriyama had to think of this fight before he came, like before like
I
everything else
don't
was
I don't
like,
think I don't think he did. I don't know if he planned that far ahead, but he might have just been like, okay, I'm just gonna make this guy not have a nose. That way, when he
when
fights someone stinky, we can make this joke. And I'm positive. I'm positive. I bet my life on it.
yeah, I think what makes it so funny is it takes Krillin like almost the whole fight, and for Goku, which this is also one of my like things that I was thinking about the whole tournament, the whole time I was watching this. Krillin low key had an unfair advantage because Goku was literally coaching this nigga on the sideline on every fight. Every fight, giving him details, what to do, get up. Like it's like you couldn't beat. You didn't really have a chance against Krillin. You know what I mean?
Well, you say that, but let's say me and you were sitting there and you were playing Dragon Ball Z on the PlayStation, and I said, "Well, just shoot a Kamehameha wave while you're getting your ass kicked." You're not gonna be able to do it.
I just
Coaching helps, but Krillin's still Krillin.
yeah, but I just feel like oh man, I feel like if you take away some of the things Goku coaching him, he would have lost. He would have lost the first round.
When he was told he doesn't have a nose.
And he was dying because of nothing. Like, he was like gagging because of nothing. Another things we learned,
I'm
Goku.
disappointed we didn't see. I'm sorry to interrupt you,
Oh, go
but
ahead.
I'm disappointed we haven't seen Bacterium in any video games yet. That stinky finger is gonna be my secret attack.
Only thing I'll say, for all the characters that Dragon Ball Z shows us to just get rid of, that's one that I'm okay with. To me, that is one of the fights that if had paid money to see, and that was the first fight they threw out there, like this was WWE or some shit, I would have been mad as fuck. I would have wanted my money back. I'm like, this man is not using the fact that he don't take a bath to fight niggas. Oh, and he fart. Oh, I would have been so upset, man. That would have been horrible. And I'm like, this nigga stinging motherfucker on his underarm. Like, oh,
Well,
damn.
just think like he could have the advantage where most characters are losing HP during the fight because they smell him. Man, he'd be great. We need to get him in Sparkling Zero.
I would love to see how they bring him in. It'd be interesting if they make him a new villain, bring him back, give him a power increase. Now he's like Rumpke smelling. You know, he like the dumpster smelling. Like, look at this. Okay, for our next thing we learn, we got Goku regrows his tail. 8. Goku survives attack that made Gohan taps out. 9. Goku and Master Roshi match lasted 4 hours. That's where I might would have been like, I might would have wanted to leave then. Like, okay, like, I don't know if this is going anywhere. But then I guess you can also argue from their perspectives and be like, you were talking earlier that you wouldn't get your money's worth. You getting your money's worth now. You like, hey. But
I
I
get
really
that. I do. But you brought up professional wrestling. I went to a wrestling show one time, and it was the other one, AEW.
ain't
And they also own Ring of Honor. And like I went to the show and I did not realize it was 6 hours long. So at some point you gotta wrap it up.
Oh yeah, that's woo. It's only so much cheering and caring you can do. That's me, period. I'd be like, man, ain't the on TV, it's only 2 hours. What is
They
this?
recorded a
It's
bunch of stuff. They just
there
record it and then show it later. But like, damn.
yeah,
By the end, they were like the last thing was like their last Ring of Honor thing. And man, there were only 50 people left there.
oh, do y'all see
How you gonna show that on TV? A completely empty arena?
they got the little imagery and stuff they do behind the scenes. They make it look full,
You
get the
better.
noise and stuff. Well, that's funny. Well, all right, moving on to our favorite moments since I've been talking the longest and saying a lot. Oh, but before we get to our favorite moments, is there anything you want to add to things we learned or some topics you want to talk about before we get to favorite moments? Here's your floor.
I don't know if we learned it as much as we were uh retold that Goku is like a genius when it comes to fighting. Anything he sees, he can instantly do,
Mhm.
which they do that a lot in Dragon Ball. And it makes me sad that they lose that in Dragon Ball Z.
Yes, I will say that. I will say the only thing I will say is different, I guess you can say, is the fact that Goku is kind of fighting different like beings. So it's kind of hard to say if he can do their same techniques the same way he can just do Earthling techniques, I guess, since they're similar. That would be my only caveat to that.
I mean, you think Trunks learned to use the Gallic gun. You'd think Goku could do that too.
Yeah, yeah. But I think that's more of like a that's your thing, my thing type of thing. Like
Mm,
to me, it'll be really interesting for either Goku to do the Gun or even Vegeta to do the Kamehameha. Because it's like now to me, it's kind of like you kind of like, oh, his technique is better. You know what I mean? So it's like,
mhm.
that'll be harder. That's a harder one. That's why I don't think
I
that
would
he learns Vegeta's techniques. Like,
but I
like,
would love that, like, Goku's getting his ass kicked, and then he blasts someone with a Gallic gun, and Vegeta's like, "What the hell are you doing?" And he's like, "It's always been the better technique. I just didn't wanna use it out of respect for you."
I feel like he would do a special beam cannon before he would do the
Again,
Gun.
I'd love to see him do the special beam cannon.
Well, we know it's possible because I mean Gohan can do it. So I mean, within that, that's translatable. So hmm,
Yeah. Well, I guess when you do say Gohan uses special beam cannon, it that was my favorite moment in almost everything Dragon Ball Super related was when Goku used the special beam cannon.
when
Like,
Gohan did it,
yeah, my heart
mhm,
just swelled. I was like, "Oh, man."
it kind of I like because I like how they like give you that part in the beginning when it makes it seem like he hasn't been training or nothing, and then he pulls that out and he's like, "Yeah, I have been training." Like, yeah. So I give him his props. Even though I wish Gohan was more like the Saiyan version of himself. When the Saiyan side comes out in Gohan, that's the version of Gohan I fucks with. But the normal college
I
boy,
always say get off of Gohan's back. If he doesn't wanna fight, he shouldn't have to fight.
I shoot. But when he do get out there and fight, and when he ready and he like he about to whoop your ass and he talking shit, that's the Gohan I like. Low key. The one when he's fighting with wrestling moves and shit, because I like that too though, because that was pretty dope. I thought that was the most interesting about the superhero movie. Is if you watch the choreograph, man, the amount of DDTs and shit he was pulling off, I'm like, this man is great WWE right now. But I'm gonna go ahead and let you go ahead first with your favorite moment.
My favorite moment was the beam struggle. Jackie Chun versus Goku hitting the Kamehameha wave on each other. That's the first beam struggle we ever see, and it's beautiful, and it's manageable. It's a size where we can all see it. They don't tell us it was going in super fast motion or anything. It was great. Kicked off and something that was gonna go on forever.
I think what makes that scene so cool, dang, I don't know if I'm getting the years right, but when Master Roshi was like, "Oh my god, he learned a move that took me almost 30 or almost my life to master." And then you have Goku like, "Yeah, I told you I can do it." I just love how everybody in the car is like, "Oh my god." But I like how you can kind of see what Master Roshi was kind of talking about. Like, these some powerful motherfuckers. Like, if I didn't come out here to fight motherfuckers, they would have easily won this bitch. But it seemed like they was like even improving faster than he could realize. But I will say this though. I don't know if he just got brain fart in that moment or what was going on, but I don't know why he was acting like he never seen Goku do the Kamehameha before.
Yeah, he saw him. He saw him do it the very first time.
So like that threw me off when he was like, "You can't do the move." I'm like, "What are you?" Hey, like, but I don't know if he was just playing up the stitch as Jackie Chun. You know what I mean? Like, you shouldn't be able to do this move, type thing. But I don't know. It just seemed like either he was playing it off really too good, or he just literally forgot type shit. But my favorite moment, I thought this was funny, but see, this one of those little small things that I think is hilarious, but I feel like if you really think about the scene, it's hilarious as hell. It's the moment where they're in the beginning and they're all doing up the preliminaries, getting ready to try to get the tournaments, and then they all get their numbers and stuff, and then they're kind of trying to see where their placements and who they're fighting. One of my favorite scenes is like when you have Yamcha, and he was like, "Oh, it looks like you guys are on the same board." And Krillin looks at it, he's like, he looks terrified. Like, oh shit. And then it was like, oh, and then Goku goes, "No, it looks like I'm on this side and you're on this side, so we won't be able to fight each other." He was like, "Oh, thank God." Out of nowhere, Yamcha was like, "Oh, I'm glad that we're all separated." He was like, "Oh, you had the same feeling I was having. If he fought, we get knocked out." And then Yamcha, I'll say this is the only time I say Yamcha said something that I was like, okay, Yamcha about that shit. He was like, "Nah, I want to fight this nigga in the ring," type shit. Which, I give him his props, which only thing I'll say is Yamcha never got to have a good moment in the ring, bruh. And I don't understand, but how much he hyped up trying to get there, he just never had a good moment in the ring. Low key.
Really would have liked to see Yamcha go against Krillin at this point. I feel like that would have been a good fight because I feel like Yamcha has a lot of natural talent, but
Mhm.
he doesn't, and he trains hard, but he doesn't train right. He doesn't know how to train himself.
Yeah.
Whereas I don't think Krillin has that innate talent, but the way he trained with Roshi got him to a higher level. So I think they were probably very similar at this point. I think that would have been a good fight.
Yeah, I actually agree with that. I think that would have been an amazing fight to kind of see them kind of actually interact and then kind of actually see how far Master Roshi's teachings could actually take someone because we knew how strong Yamcha was because we seen him from the beginning, and now his new strength, what we kind of see going against Krillin. So, which is stronger type thing, and it would have been kind of cool to see that comparison. I guess, you kind of get the low key see it with Master Roshi, but Master Roshi was already a master. It would have been weird for Yamcha to win that. You know what I mean? Like it would have kind of threw
Yeah.
off the balance, like if he would have won that.
I feel like if Yamcha had trained with Master Roshi, he at this point, I think he would be on par with Goku. I really do. Probably
Like,
never again, but up to this point, I think so.
okay, okay. I'm glad you made that clarification. I didn't know if you were like within the whole storyline, if he would have trained with Master Roshi right then and there, he would have been Super Saiyan Blue right now. I would have been like, oh, that's a statement, bro. Like that is a statement. For my next one, actually I'm gonna let you go next because yeah, I just went.
I like Roshi destroying the moon and everyone getting mad at him for it. It's one of
Yes.
my favorite things in Dragon Ball because he just go ahead.
No, what I was like, what's funny about it is like he used the Kamehameha. It looks like it hits Goku. Everybody gives him shit about like they think he killed Goku. He's a fucking murderer, all this bullshit. But nobody was running up to stop Goku when he was causing all this damage. It was like, oh, no, all this. Do somebody come out and save us? He does it. He gets bullshit for that. Then it turns out he didn't kill Goku. He points to show everybody he did the moon. Then the fucking referee want to get on his ass. Oh, he didn't done irreversible damage. What? I would have looked at him. I would have fucking blew his ass up because I would have been so mad. Like, what? Why would you say that? I did okay. You piece of
We never get to take moonlit walks on the beach again and think about the Wolf Man.
I mean, yeah, I guess that do become a storyline in the next tournament, low key. But it's so
I
funny.
love that they pulled that over. I love it so much.
Oh, and this also reminds me of another thing that this is one thing I hate, and I know some people when I bring this up, they actually say they like this moment, but I'm gonna talk about one of my least favorite moments real quick. One of my least favorite moments is I know we have Yamcha, right? And he has the wolf fang fist, right? I hate the fight they do when they bring out the real wolf and they like, let's see, see how your wolf fang fist is against them. I'm like, I hate that fight, bro. That is so stupid to me. Like, that's almost worse than the bacteria fight. I'm glad that one didn't get on the, fuck, the fucking stage because I would have been mad as hell. But
No, man, you're wrong. You're super wrong, 100% wrong. Bacterium fight is great. Uh, yeah, I think the wolf fight was kind of dumb, but it was less than a minute, so I can't come at it too hard.
oh my god, it's just so dumb to me, man. It's like, let's see how the wolf really fights. It's saying that I would have been like, man, that's so fucking easy, bro. All right. For my next, like, oh, I thought this scene was pretty cool. So this is basically going to the fight where you have Goku versus Nam. Nam goes up in the air, jumps really high, does his finishing move on Goku. Bang! Whew. You think he'd have won. You know, they counting one, two, three. And out of nowhere, Goku just jumps up, don't look like he didn't took a scrap from your finishing move. I know that gotta be a confidence breaker.
Yeah,
Like, like what do I do? I think it's funny that his mindset is like jump higher.
yeah.
Like,
Look, I mean, yeah. What else are you gonna do? That's your finisher. That's your Stone Cold Stunner. So I guess what you do, you jump higher for a stunner next time.
in my mindset, I feel like you then came up to the perfect height to which you felt safe to do the move. So now when you jumping up higher, it's stronger, but now it's uncontrolled. You know what I mean? You haven't controlled it at this height type thing. But man, I guess at that point, when you're fighting for what Nam was fighting for, you're doing whatever you gotta do. Because you don't want
No,
to go back to your
no,
village.
you don't get to say Nam was wrong for this. Because think about what Goku did as soon as he learned the KO Cat. He couldn't control it, but he was doing it every chance he could. You gotta try. You gotta try anything to save your people.
That's what I'm saying. And when you gotta do when you had to do what Nam had to do and fight for your people and stuff, yeah, I can see you do what you gotta do. But and I'll say he out of everybody, he was the only person I felt like actually had a backstory. Cause you know, sometimes you like even American Idol when they had their tournaments, they give you some of like a backstory of each contestant and stuff. His backstory was the only one I feel like America would have followed. We would have voted for his because that man was going through it. Everybody else was like just in it just to do it. Especially Goku and Krillin. You probably would have been like, nigga, they can lose. Fuck them. You know what I mean?
Vote them off.
Bacteria, he might make it just because we want to get him the money so he can clean up. Like we'd be like, nigga, you
No,
don't
that
want him
keeps
back on the
going because
street.
you need a villain. You don't have a villain. It's always just boring.
Yeah. Yeah. What's your next like?
It's actually follow up to what you just said, man. It's the end of that fight where he's coming down and Goku, like, we get on Goku so many times for not thinking things through and not having techniques. Like back then, he was so fast. He knew exactly what to do.
Mhm.
They're both jumping up in the air, and Goku just makes himself smaller, puts his arms and legs in so he falls down faster and times it to right before non hits. He kicks him out of the air. This is one of the best fights in early Dragon Ball. Definitely.
Yeah. This is the ones where you don't get to see a lot of like beams. Like, well, I say you do see beams, but beams aren't making breaking the fight. You know what I mean? A lot of times these next tournaments, knowing different techniques can be the thing that helps you win or lose these fights. That necessarily in this tournament don't necessarily mean you can lose. You know what I mean? Because even
Yeah.
Nam was really Nam was considered a competitor for Goku low key, but Goku just proved that he was just better at that moment. But before they even start, they talking about Nam low key as if he can win that fight type thing. So I like that. I guess we also get to kind of see actually how strong Goku is, and a lot of what people think Goku is and how strong he really is gets shattered, and they realize, okay, this boy is way more special than we thought he was. You know what I mean? Like he going through walls, jumping up like it ain't nothing, and really, I guess him also turning into the gorilla was the great ape was another thing for people to be like, yeah, he ain't a normal. I guess if the tail didn't do it itself, but that right there was enough for me. Because I thought one of my favorite lines, moving on to my next thing, I thought was funny, was when he's turning and then you see Master Roshi have him in his technique, and then you see like he's trying to hold him, and then the technique's breaking, and then the referee goes, "Oh, look at Goku, we've never seen this technique before." Like, this is not a fucking technique. What is it? And then I just like Master Roshi just sitting there like all shocked, like, this is my final, like nobody comes out of this move. Like this is my injury. Like, oh my God. I just think that whole build up to like that happening, and then the only people knowing like, oh shit, like the move that came out, like, oh man. And then they trying to explain to Jackie Chung or Master Roshi, whatever way you want to call him, but explain what's going on. But I like the fact that Master Roshi got in his head like I can't let somebody that one of my students do this bullshit. I gotta do what I gotta do. And whew, man, if he low key would have killed Goku right there, that would have been an interesting moment right there.
And into Dragon Ball, we wouldn't be here right now talking. We probably never would have met if that happened, man.
Well, I mean, they still got the Dragon Balls. They would have just had to go get the Dragon Balls. I just want to know how, like, what do you
How are they gonna
apologize?
get him without Goku?
You got Master Roshi and Krillin
Those
and
people are
Yamcha.
lazy as shit, dude.
I mean, if you just went in and killed Goku, I feel like you gonna feel like you need to go get them balls, man. Like just
That's true. I mean,
the
that's
amount of
exactly
guilt,
what we see as soon as Dragon Ball Z starts.
man. So I'm like, they gonna low key bring him. At least there's ways to bring him back if he would have did that. But I just thought it was funny. Like, oh, just his shock, confusion. You think you got the match won. You low key trying to tell Goku tap out because you got him in the lightning surprise. This moved and took his grandpa out. As soon as he's about to fucking give up, he's fucking jerking and shit and puffing and turning into a fucking monster. And you're sitting here like, what the fuck? What is going on? Like,
Like, was he way taller this time than he was in the Pilaf saga?
he's
Like,
sick.
his foot was as big as the building.
Yeah.
And in the Pilaf saga, he was like, his entire body was as big as the building.
But see, it's kind of hard to measure which building was bigger. Because I would
Yeah,
think
that's true.
because
And
the
it
Pilaf,
wasn't consistent. They don't consistently draw how big he is, so it doesn't really matter.
you know what I mean? Because it's like, but he did seem really big right there. Because I mean, it seemed like he'd only keep 1 foot on the whole stage. Because like he would have broke the shit. So yeah, but yeah, that was my next funny moment, my next favorite moment, my next one after that one. After you tell us yours,
Does that mean it's what?
it's your turn, man. It's your turn.
I like the Ranfan versus Nam.
Okay, yeah, yeah.
And I think Ranfan probably was a better fighter than she let on.
Oh, she just,
I think she used her feminine wiles, in a no one said you can't take your clothes off. So good for her. But like she didn't get through all those 1 minute fights just by showing her boobies.
That's interesting. But then
I
that
bet she had
also,
some.
she probably has some techniques and some fighting ability, which I will agree because I mean she was the only female competitor. Which I'll give Dragon Ball Z they props. They felt like we need a female character, bring her in. I will say it was kind of crappy that you basically use her looks to be the main reason why it's like but this is old Dragon Ball, so we're not gonna get into that. But I just will
Well,
say it was a decent fight. I kind of like seeing Nam being, not breaking down into, our earthly desires. And doing something inappropriate type thing, and actually fighting her almost like a real competitor. So I give him his props for that.
yeah, he treated her as an equal, and she used that to her advantage. And I can't fault either one of them for it. Now, I can take some points away from Nam for waiting till he's freaking, you know, heels to the edge of the ring before thinking, oh, wait, I normally fight with my eyes closed. I've done that. I should just do that.
Well, I mean, when this probably the first time I done seen that, especially with her skin complexion. That's probably the first time I done seen. Like, he like, what the hell? Like, is this how this shit is? Like, I need to come out here. Y'all got water about a gallon. Then y'all got women out here just taking clothes off. All the women in my village got more clothes than the motherfucker. Like, damn. Jesus. Oh, for my last one, I thought this was hilarious. And it's only because I understand Master Roshi from this mindset, Master Roshi then did all this bullshit. He didn't use the Kamehameha. He didn't fucking destroyed the moon. Goku on the ground, knocked out. Then, what's fucked up? The ref gonna wait till this motherfucker wake up. Then he gonna start counting. What? Oh hell nah! I'm with Master Roshi with that bitch. Why you didn't been start counting? Because that's some bull crap right there. I could have been had this one. Soon as y'all knew he was over there alive, that's when you should have started the counting. But he like, man, now I gotta go out here and act like I'm out here still can fight this motherfucker. I like how he tricked Goku though to making him stop using beams. He's like, oh yeah, we're both tired. We don't got nothing left. He can't do it no more. And it
He's
goes
like,
like, oh yeah.
oh, okay.
I'm like, bro, no, he's fucking with you, bro. Oh man. What do you think, man?
I agree. Uh, this is one of my favorite tournaments and all of it. I like this style of tournament, especially, compared to what we see in Dragon Ball Z where there aren't any tournaments. But this
Hmm.
reminds me a lot of the Dark Tournament from Yu Yu Hakusho, where it's just very fast fights, introducing a lot of fun characters that are super memorable.
Yeah. I'd like it, and I like seeing all the little techniques that we kind of see get used throughout the rest of the series from this tournament. I liked Master Roshi pulling out almost every trick in the book just to stay in the ring. That whole sticking his feet into the fucking stage just to stay up
Yeah.
there. Like, man, I that's another moment when I would have been like, bro, that's bullshit. Like for Goku to look like, oh man, we gotta keep going after that one. But I will say I do
That's
like,
not Goku. Goku would probably let him get eliminated and say, oh, can't we just fight some more?
yeah, I guess. At the end of, oh man, that's an interesting one. But I will say I do just like how smart and resourceful Master Roshi was throughout this whole tournament. It seemed like he had a technique or something to pull out in almost each situation. From I mean the drunken this, which was pretty cool to see him actually pull out and actually trying to be like, oh, you know why you can't do this, Goku? Because you ain't never been drunk before. Like, it was like some bullcrap like that. And then him using the after images and stuff like that. And you get the lightning surprise, that being his ultimate attack, which I don't think we really see again until maybe the tournament. I think he does pull it out again in the tournament on someone. But
Mhm.
other than that, but yeah, I like those moments, those are pretty cool. Like seeing even though I think this is the last time Master Roshi is really like, you know what I mean?
Relevant.
Yeah, because I think the next tournament he kind of gets knocked out, not in the final round, but like the round before the final round, kind of really showing us that the next set of characters are stronger.
Yeah, the problem with I think the next tournament would have been even better if it didn't lean so heavily just into being the prelude to the Demon King Piccolo saga.
Yeah, I like the next tournament because you get way more new techniques. You get a whole branch of new characters that kind of stay within the story. But I guess it do like soon as the tournament over, it's right into the Demon King Piccolo arc, and it's crazy how it goes literally from the tournament's over after they eaten one of our main characters. Fucking, I don't want to get into it because that's our next tournament we're gonna cover, but it's crazy, man. And then that leads into another tournament. You know what I mean? So like each situation leads into a new tournament. Which they just lose that whole idea for when you were just talking about Dragon Ball Z. Like they never bring up tournaments really again, except for I guess the Cell Saga.
Yeah, it's because Toriyama's like, wait, we used to have tournaments. Let's do that again.
Man. Least favorite moments. I told mine.
The Yu Yu Hakusho, where it's always tournaments.
That was every arc, low key. You got any least favorite moments?
There's nothing I really didn't love.
Okay.
Bugs me in the last episode where he goes to Nam's village and Girin's showing him the waterfall, and Girin's just like, "Oh no, Goku's super cool now." He did not act that way at the end of the tournament, even when he gave up.
I guess after you get your ass whooped, it's like, ain't like I trained enough within a few days that when he came here, I can whoop his ass now. So I might as well start on a different foot. You know what I mean? I know what happens when he gets angry. And he didn't even try to fight him when he actually got out of the gum. So it's like, yeah, I'm cool. So what would you say was your overall rating of this?
Overall rating? This is an A. This is great.
Okay. For my rating, I'm gonna give it a little bit higher than what I initially wrote. I initially wrote an 8, but I'm gonna go 9.5 out of 10. And the only reason why I don't give it a perfect 10 is I feel like it could. The ending was great, and I don't think it could have been done any better. Right? I just don't like the fact that they don't give it to Goku because of one syllable. That right there is just it's heartbreaking to me. It's just like, man, but I do like the strategy in which Master Roshi used to win the tournament, which he like, oh yeah, let's do a final charge. And the main reason he did that is because he realized that his legs were longer than Goku's legs. So if they both fucking met at the same times, his would go in deeper. Well, I guess when you're in those situations, you got to use everything to your advantage. And that's what Master Roshi showed us right there. So 9.5 out of 10. I loved everything. I love the training saga. I love how Roshi treats his students. I love how the students react to Roshi. Only thing I think could have been better is probably a little bit better interactions from the crowd, a little bit maybe Bulma and them, but I feel like they did their part and stuff, so I give them that.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to add?
No, we covered everything. It's a good arc. Can't wait to watch the next one.
Man, for sure. So I should get this episode out probably about the end of this month. I'm trying to get it out quick and then do the next episode within the next 2 to 3 weeks. I'll send you the email. But with that, we end today's episode. I want to thank you guys for listening. I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. Hope you guys all also have checked out the 21st World Tournament. If not, you guys definitely need to check it out. It's probably one of the best tournaments in the Dragon Ball saga. This is Dragon Ball. We're not talking about Dragon Ball Z. I don't know if there's anyone out there that still needs me to tell them that there's a Dragon Ball before Dragon Ball Z, but yeah, there is. And you guys should definitely check this out. And we're going to try to knock out the rest of these tournaments before the end of the year. So if you guys want to hear us talk about them, like, share, and do all the things you guys do. And with that, I just want to say peace.
Free audio post-production by alphonic.com.